By the way, this entire video is for shits and giggles only, so if you get offended by this, then I'm clearly doing my job right. Hello! No, I'm not. Kern haircuts. What is a Kern haircut, you're asking yourself? Well, it's literally the name of the haircut. A haircut that's parted in the middle and shoved to the sides. Kern haircuts. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what is this? Well, it's a tier list. Duh. We all know what a tier list is. S tier or God tier being the best tier, and then F tier, well, they just suck. Now, I personally strongly despise the Kern haircut. Who on God's green earth says that guys or whoever should have a Kern haircut? Let me tell you. Nobody. So because I strongly despise the Kern haircut, I'm going to tier list characters from movies and TV and real life to see which is the worst haircut and they should strongly change it, and which is tolerable. Because we all know what a tier list is, and because this is my video, I'm going to flip the meaning of a tier list. So, in this video, S tier is going to translate to, oh my god, please change your haircut right now, ASAP, whatever, right now. And then F tier means that I'm going to tolerate the character's haircut. So, let's begin. I have an entire cup full of characters from different TV shows, movies, anime, and in real life. And I'm going to go by one, and tier list all of the characters. Some are going to be and some are going to be, yeah, I'll tolerate it. So, let's start off with the first character. Look at that. Good old Jack from Titanic.
Somebody's life's about to change.
Now, Jack from Titanic has what I like to call the side Kern haircut. Because you see, his haircut is a little off to the side, not really in the middle, but it's tolerable. So, it's not S tier. It's kind of tolerable. However, should it be C tier or D tier? Because I'm not sure how many people got Kern haircuts after Jack from Titanic, after Titanic came out and saw Jack. Let's tier list him to C tier. It's in the middle, not too bad, not too good. It's just, So, let's tier list Jack to maybe C tier. And there we go. We now have Jack in C tier. His haircut could be a little bit better. If it was more in the middle, it would be more of a D or E tier, but it's kind of meh in the middle. Now, let's move on to the second character. Usagi from Sailor Moon.
What?
Now, you're probably asking yourself, Usagi doesn't technically have a Kern haircut because, like, she has, like, sort of bangs and sort of like that, but Again, this is my video. I'm going to tier list whoever I want to tier list, and Usagi counts as a current haircut. So, because I've never really watched Sailor Moon growing up, and I watched the Sailor Moon, one of the Sailor Moon shows on Netflix, and it was okay at best. I guess, I wouldn't put, okay, so Usagi technically has a current haircut, because if you see right here in the middle, it's pretty parted, like a curtain. So, man, this is kind of hard. Should I do, I want to, well, okay. Usagi from Sailor Moon is going to be in D tier, because she sort of has the full-on curtain going on, even though there's still bangs, but like hers is like full-on in the middle parted. So Usagi is going to go into, I guess, the D tier, because it's kind of taller. I kind of like her haircut is so, how should I say it? It's so noticeable. Like, it's literally, like, if you show a Sailor Moon fan Usagi's haircut, like, people are gonna know, like, oh yeah, that's Usagi's haircut. So, I'm going to put it on D tier. So, it looks pretty good on her. So, Usagi goes onto D tier. Oops. Great. Usagi is on D tier, and Jack is on C tier, because I physically hate Jack, even though Jack deserves better, because Rose just sucks. Jack is on C tier because his haircut is not really in the middle, it's kind of off to the side, but Usagi, I like Usagi, even though I haven't really seen Sailor Moon yet, but yeah. Hers is like full on in the middle parted, even though she has bangs, but I'm counting that. A character from Naruto I cannot pronounce, so I'm just going to think of a name off the top of my head. Mario's ex-wife. I'm gonna name him Mario's ex-wife, because he kind of looks like, I believe her name is Paulina, but I'm not sure. So I'm gonna call him Mario's ex-wife. Now, Mario's ex-wife has what I like to call the full-on 90s style, 80s, 90s style current haircut. Because if you see in the middle right here, it's full-on got that current style. So, but because I don't really like Naruto that much, he is going to go on S tier, because like I said before, I hate the current haircut. I physically dislike it. So we now have our first A tier character, which is Mario's ex-wife. We have our first A tier character, Mario's ex-wife, because I really dislike his current haircut. It's just ugly. The grad student Elle Woods from Legally Blonde falls in love with.
He'll kick you right in the ball.
Now, this dude, he's literally the best character in Legally Blonde of all time. He's literally the smartest goddamn character ever created in Legally Blonde. So, I forgot what his name is, but I will put his name in the video. So, Pearl editing this, please put his name right here. Thank you. Now, moving on. BTS. So because I don't want the K-pop stans or the K-pop fans or whatever they're called to come and shred me apart, we all know where this where they are going to go. What else? Oh, right. So, where's my trusty pointer? So, to give you a recap, we all know what a tier list is. S tier being the god tier or the best tier, and then F tier being, well, it just sucks. But because this is my video, with my rules, I am going to flip what a tier list is, and now S tier or god tier is going to be, oh my god, please change your haircut as soon as possible. Right now, do it. Your hair looks so ugly. It would look better on a dog's ass than on you. That is what S tier is going to be. And now F tier is going to be like, I'll tolerate it. So, we have, going down the list, Mario's ex-wife on A tier because, well, I just hate his haircut and he just needs to change it. Jack is going to be our middle because Jack from Titanic is just pretty iconic. He is pretty, no. He is iconic. If you grew up watching Titanic, or if you've seen Titanic, you know how iconic Jack is. Next, we have Usagi, and yes, I am going to count Usagi into this category, so deal with it. But yeah, Usagi is going to be D, because again, she's really, really iconic, and her haircut is more iconic to Sailor Moon fans. And then for F tier, we have the guy from the grad student from Legally Blonde, and then good old BTS. That's who we have right now. The guy from the Breakfast Club at the end of Breakfast Club. If you know that really famous scene, because who doesn't know a really famous scene where he walks out of the football field with his hands. Oh, let's not do that. But basically, he fist pumps into the air, and there's a freeze frame, and yeah. So, because this guy, because he is one of the coolest guys in movie history, he is going to go... He's going to go into E tier. It's like, I tolerate his haircut, but like, it could be a little bit better, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, he's gonna go into E tier. Now, if you're wondering why I haven't put anything in S or B tier, just you wait. So, this guy, again, Pearl editing this video, put the guy from Breakfast Club right there. Another character from Naruto I do not like, so I will call her Tails, because she just looks like a female version of Tails. And let's be honest, I don't like her haircut. Like, really. Like, just her four different ponytails. Like, this haircut does not make sense. So, we have our next character in the A category, Tails. Again, her haircut doesn't really make sense to me, and I think it could be a lot better. So, we have our next A tier. I promise not all Naruto characters in this list will be all in the A tier. I promise there will be better characters. The Japanese guy who married Hatsune Miku. The real-life Japanese guy who decided to marry a hologram of Hatsune Miku. Now, because I strongly believe that he can get some bitches besides Hatsune Miku, I'm debating to put him either in D tier or E tier, because I have hope for this guy that he will eventually get some really nice bitches. So, he is going into E tier. I strongly believe that the Japanese guy who married the hologram of Hatsune Miku can get some bitches real life bitches, or even more anime bitches than Hatsune Miku. By the way, R.I.P. to this guy. I hope your wedding with Hatsune Miku and marriage gets better. R.I.P. Margot from Despicable Me.
Margot.
Miss iCarly herself is next. So here's the thing about Margot's haircut. Margot technically doesn't have what I like to call a full-on current haircut. Her haircut is more like Jack from Titanic's and Usagi's. Because again, if you look, it's off to the side. But because I think Margot can do a little bit better, Margot is going to be our first B-tier character. Come on, Margot. You can do a lot better than that haircut. I know you can. And now, our entire tier list is full. Now, I'm saving a very special spot for S tier for someone I know. We have 2 Naruto characters, Margot, Miss iCarly herself. In B tier, we have Jack, Usagi, these 2 people, and then the best character of all time in Legally Blonde, and our Sunshine Boys in F tier. Haha! Yes. How could I not forget? The sexy aunt from Big Hero 6. I believe her name is Aunt Cass. If it's not, we now have Aunt Cass. Now, because everyone is in love with Aunt Cass, and because everyone, no matter who you are, even if you deny it, everyone is in love with Aunt Cass. But because I woke up this afternoon, and chose violence, Aunt Cass is going to be our first S-tier character who absolutely needs to change her haircut. So, because I chose violence this morning, we're gonna do that. Aunt Cass needs to change her haircut ASAP. You see right there? This is what I mean when I say I woke up and I chose violence. I decided to eat a bowl of cereal this morning with the tears of everyone's favorite thick Disney hot mom. Now our entire tier list is full. But we're not done yet, because I have a bone to pick with all of these characters. Another character from Naruto, except this one. He looks like Mario's ex-wife, but as a little child. He looks like a Spike to me. So, I'm gonna call him Spike. Now, Spike from Naruto is not really up in A tier. He kinda has the same thing as Usagi from Sailor Moon. Because I know Spike can get some bitches. Spike is going to be our next middle, not really bad haircut, but not really good haircut style. So he is going to be next to Jack from Titanic. Spike from Naruto is going to be our next, not bad haircut, but not good haircut in the C tier. So both Spike and Jack from Titanic are going to be our middle basis of current haircuts. Yes, Levi Ackerman from Attack on Titan. Yes, we all know who that character is, so I don't need to do any explaining. However, because I deeply dislike Attack on Titan, now trust me, I watched Attack on Titan in high school, so I know how it goes down. But Attack on Titan was not my favorite anime. So, because everyone loves Levi Ackerman from Attack on Titan, and because you already know I woke up this morning and chose violence, Levi is going to be our next B tier character because I strongly believe he can do a little bit better with his haircut. Because again, just like Jack from Titanic and the Japanese guy who married Hatsune Miku, his character can be a little bit better, his haircut. So again, just like Margot from Despicable Me, his haircut can be a lot better. I'm sorry if you like Levi Ackerman, it's just that his haircut can be a little bit better. Like honestly, like if you look really closely, his haircut is more off to the side. Like his haircut is a full-on kern, but it's off to the side, and like just his hair can be a little bit better for him on the character. A character I cannot pronounce from the new Pixar movie Turning Red. It's a name I have a hard time pronouncing, so here's a clip of some of the character's name being pronounced. Priya! Because I have not seen Turning Red, and because I've only seen the trailer of Turning Red, she is going to be our next E-tier character. Because if you look at her character, she has a full-on kern. Just like a full-on 80s, 90s style kern hairstyle. Just like Jack and this guy from The Breakfast Club. So because she has a full-on kern, I think I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt and be our next E-tier. Because I've seen the trailer of Turning Red and like, she's a pretty cool character and stuff like that, so she could be a really terrible character and I wouldn't know that because I've never seen Turning Red. But from my perspective, she is a pretty cool character. From the trailers I've seen, she seems pretty cool. Flynn Rider from Tangled. Now, again, just like Miss Sexy Mom up here, Flynn Rider is another character that everyone really enjoys. But his haircut, along with Levi and Jack and Margot, all is off to the side, his current haircut. So it wouldn't be an S tier, it wouldn't be an A tier either. So I'm debating if he should be a B tier or one of the basic current haircuts. He's going to be our next C tier because again, just like Jack, Levi, and Margot, his haircut's pretty off to the side, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and put him on C because again, his haircut isn't bad, but it's not good also. So he's going to be our next C tier character. I think I'm gonna butcher her name like absolutely, but I believe her name is called Castell.
No, you listen. I just want you to know exactly who you are dealing with.
From Ratatouille. So it's that girl that Remy... No, Remy's the rat. No, Remy's the guy. No, I'm not sure. But she's basically the cook from the from Ratatouille. So because I like Cassette... She's going to be our next D tier character. Because her haircut can be a little bit better, and because she is such an iconic character from Ratatouille, again, just like Usagi from Sailor Moon, her haircut, Castell is going to be our next character in the D tier. Yes. The sexy mare from the Lorax. We don't even need to talk about this one, because we all know what tier he belongs in. And that is the F tier. We are down to the final 4 characters on the tier listing haircuts I deeply despise. So, let's go on to our first of our final 4 characters. And that is Quasimodo from the Hunchback of Notre Dame. We've all seen the Hunchback of Notre Dame. If you haven't, what the are you doing? Because, again, he's such an iconic character, just like Usagi and Castell from Ratatouille. I believe he can change his haircut. Like, honestly, look at this haircut, for God's sake. It doesn't even, fit his face. Like, really. So he's going to be our next A-tier character who absolutely can choose a way better haircut than the current haircut, and he will look a lot better. Like, I get Esmeralda picking Quasimodo in Hunchback of Notre Dame, but like, seriously, like, she could, like, honestly, what did she even think when she saw his haircut? Like, honestly. Like, yeah, his haircut can be so much better. And it can actually be a haircut that can, like, fit on his face or whatever. I don't know. It can be a lot better. I know that much. Our next character is Sakura. Yes, I know this character. Yes, I grew up watching Naruto. And no, I cannot remember these two and his name. So, here's the thing about Sakura. Sakura is an okay character. Again, I haven't seen Naruto in such a long time, so again, I don't remember. So, because I can't remember, she's also going to be on, I believe, the D tier. Because again, just like Jack, and just like Usagi, Castell, and everyone, I believe that Sakura from Naruto can be best described as an E-tier character. Because, again, if you look at the guy from Breakfast Club and the girl from Turning Red, they both have full-on 90s style current haircuts. And just like Sakura, she also has a full-on 90s, 80s style haircut, current haircut. So, she's going to be our next E-tier character. By the way, if you see my hair getting messier and messier and messier as this video goes on, it's because it's really hot in here and I have my light on to get better light, but whatever. That's not the point. We are now down to our last two characters for the tier listing of shitty current haircuts. Lois from Family Guy. So because I personally don't like Family Guy, because I'm more of a South Park kind of person. So Marge, I'm not sure where to put Marge, actually, because her haircut isn't good like these characters are, but it's not kind of middle. So I'm going to work from B tier to S tier up. So let's see. I think Marge deserves to be in the B tier category because her hair there's something about her hair I just don't like at all. So, we're going to put Lewis. Is her name Lewis or Louis? I don't know. Whatever the two L names, her character is going to be in the B tier. We are here. Our final character for the tier list of shitty current haircuts that I tolerate. We are down to our final character from a movie, TV, real life, whatever bullshit. Here we are, our final character. Now, who is this final character, you might ask yourself. Drum roll. It is the characters from the Dead Poet Society movie, and we don't even need to talk about this one because I absolutely love this movie. The characters all have fantastic haircuts. Even though Todd Anderson, or whatever his name is, the character that Ethan Hawke plays, can have a way better haircut, but I don't even care at this point because these are my rules. We know Dead Poet Society is going to be below the F tier because this is on God tier of characters I absolutely tolerate, even though they all have shitty haircuts and it's pretty mid at best. So, they are going to go below the F tier because I absolutely tolerate and I think they all have pretty okay haircuts. And I love the movie. If you have not seen Dead Poet Society, please watch it. You will not ever be disappointed, I promise. So, we are going to be at the very bottom. Our final tier list of all time. My tier list for characters that have shitty haircuts and characters that I tolerate. Let me give you one more recap of how this tier list works. we all know how a tier list works. S tier or God tier being the best tier, and then F tier being the worst tier, or you just f***ing suck. But because this is my video and these are my rules, I decided to flip the entire purpose of what a tier list is, and now we know that S tier is, oh my god, please change your haircut right now, ASAP, and then F tier being, I tolerate you. So, let's go down each tier and let's talk about it. So, S tier. I woke up and chose violence this morning. I decided to eat cereal with everybody's beautiful little tears in a bowl, and I chose on Cass from Big Hero 6, everyone's favorite sexy hot Pixar mom, on Cass. The next character in S tier is the shitty mayor from the Lorax. I don't even need to explain myself. Going on to A tier, we have Mario's ex-wife, Paulina, we have Tails, and we have Quasimodo. Now, everyone in the A tier has, their haircuts aren't good. Like, they aren't like S tier bad, but like they can change their haircuts and it would look way better than it already is. B tier, we have Margot, Levi Ackerman from Attack on Titan, and Lewis. Now, just like the A tier, these people can change their haircuts and I would be totally okay with it. Like, if their creators came out the next day and was like, hey, I'm gonna change the haircuts of these characters, I would be like, okay, it would look a little bit better than the crappy current hairstyles they have now. Now, the C tier. C tier, for me, is going to be the basis. Like, their haircuts aren't good, but it's not bad either. So, I decided to go with Jack from Titanic, Spike from Naruto again, and Flynn Rider from Tangled. These people have pretty basic haircuts. They're not good, but they're not bad either. So, we have these beautiful boys. Going down to the D tier. Now, for the D tier, I decided to go with Usagi from Sailor Moon and Castell from Ratatouille. Again, these people have like pretty okay haircuts. They're really, really iconic. So if you show Usagi's haircut from Sailor Moon to any Sailor Moon kind of fan, like they would immediately like know that it's Usagi's haircut from Sailor Moon. And now Castell. Castell, again, another iconic character from Ratatouille. I decided to go with the D tier. Now, the E tier. These characters have pretty okay haircuts, and I fully root for them to be like the great character that they are. So I decided to go with the guy from the Breakfast Club, the Japanese guy, the real life Japanese guy who decided to marry the hologram of Hasune Miku, and the girl from Turning Red and Sakura from Naruto. These characters have pretty okay haircuts. I decided to go with the Japanese guy, the real-life Japanese guy who decided to marry the hologram of Hasune Miku, because I fully believe that he can get some real-life bitches and some more anime bitches besides Hasune Miku. So that's why I decided to put him in with the E tier category. Now the F tier. I absolutely tolerate these characters and these people having a current haircut, because I personally like the grad student from Legally Blonde, and I don't even need to explain BTS, like, no. And then we have Dead Poet Society. I can go on a 5-hour rant of why I like Dead Poet Society so much, but we don't even need to talk about it. Just their haircuts in general, they all look really good. Like, Perry from, what's his name? I don't know, but I'm gonna put all their names here, and yeah, but like, just the movie itself is so good, and the characters are so good also. I do like these haircuts on them. I missed a bunch of characters. Again, there's a lot more characters out there and real life people who have current haircuts, but these are the characters I all found that off the top of my head. So, yeah. But yeah. I hope you liked this video.